Hello, Red Raiders soccer fans, and welcome back for Game 2 today at the Northwestern College Soccer Complex as the Northwestern Red Raiders look to continue their GPAC dominance in a conference match against the Jimmies of Jamestown. Take a look at the starting lineups. In goal for the Jimmies, senior goalkeeper Alex Hamer, junior defenseman number 2, Dago Adachi, senior midfielder number 9, Captain Aaron Pike, senior midfielder number 10, Diego Valle, senior midfielder number 11, Alex Castillo, senior defenseman number 14, Eric Fairlow, senior freshman midfielder number 16, Joel Highland, freshman midfielder number 19, Frankie Parkinson, junior defenseman number 20, Caden Williamson, and junior forward midfielder Hendrik Roman. Northwestern will start in goal. Zeke Foltz looking to continue his masterful goalkeeping. Defensive line, sophomore number 2, Adam DeBoer, sophomore number 3, Luke Roloffs, and freshman defender number 22, Luke Happer, and sophomore defender number 24, Marcel Langert. Also starting for the Raiders, number 4, sophomore midfielder Marco Alessio, number 6, senior Ryan Oweger, number 10, senior Joshua Wingfield, number 17, sophomore midfielder Tim Kaltenberger, number 19, senior forward Wani McCree, number 20, junior James Bolger, and that is the starting 11 for the Raiders. As we kick off underway here, Game 2 at Northwestern College Soccer Complex in Orange City, Iowa. So the Raiders look to continue what has been an impressive season so far, standing at 4-0 in conference play, 8-1-1 on the season, sitting well in the GPAC standings. Like to let you know as you're listening, if you'd like to let us know where you support the Raiders from, feel free to shoot me an email at trey.harms@nwciowa.edu. Love to give you a shout out as you support the Raiders. Happer looks to play Wingfield ahead. Wingfield cuts the corner. That ball goes out wide for a goal kick. Do owe a shout out to Ashley Speck, former Red Raider soccer player. She's listening from North Carolina as she is cheering on the Raiders. Says she misses playing. We miss having you around, Ashley. Thank you for your email. Sorry that I offered to shout out and then didn't make sure my email is set up out here. Jamestown plays the ball forward, and Adam DeBoer will clear that one. Adam DeBoer with the game-winning goal earlier this week as the Raiders avoided an upset bid in Mount Marty, winning in double overtime, dramatic fashion, as the Raiders have been doing as of late, by a score of 3-2 after coming back from a 2-0 halftime deficit. DeBoer again, looking to protect. Marcel Langert gets a foot on that one to clear it. The ball finds Wani out by midfield. Ball played up by Adachi. Luke Rolfs called for the foul. Field has switched from the way that Northwestern usually runs this one, but Northwestern is in the white and red, Jamestown in the all black. Jamestown comes into today's match with a conference record of 2-1-1, an overall record of 3-3-2. They're no strangers to playing some extra time. As Max Gross plays that one over the goal out of bounds for a goal kick. This would be a big one in the GPAC standings for Northwestern to pull off. Jamestown has beaten Hastings, who sits at 3rd in the conference, and Northwestern is undefeated in conference play, so a win here would bid well for Northwestern as they look to claim a conference title under head coach Dan Sweer. Coach Dan Sweer, an example of one of the many ways that Raiders stand out, as he has the most wins in program history and has guided the Raiders to postseason play in 10 consecutive years. The Raiders soccer team full of players and coaches who stand out from all over the U.S. and all over the world. Marcel Langert chases that one down, keeps it off the end line. Raiders will give up only a throw-in, and the Jimmies will take that one quickly. Ball played in towards the center and headed out by DeBoer. Tim Kaltenberger getting the start today. Diego Valle looks to chip it in, but that's blocked by roll-offs. Wingfield slips. A little bit slippery out there on the field today. We noticed a lot of that in the women's game. It's about 65 degrees here, a little breezy. Nice weather to play in, maybe a little chilly for the spectators, but the field conditions are slippery and kind of wet. We'll see how that impacts the game as it goes on. Happer hops in front of Max Gross, and that one goes out. Happer throws it in. Juan McCree, ball at his feet and turns. Tim Kaltenberger has it. He sends it back to Luke. Roll-offs will look and looks to play a long ball ahead to Juan. Wani McCree forces the keeper to come out of his box and play it away. Northwestern will have a throw in here on the far side. That's roll-offs again. Wingfield in pursuit. Ball played back. Marco Alessio looking for McCree. Headed away by the moment by Castillo. Aaron Pike moves forward. He finds Diego Valle. Marcel Langert controls on the end line. He plays it back forward. That'll find its way out of bounds. DeBoer controls. Brings it out wide. Wingfield, the roll-offs. Roll-offs, looks to play one low and hard. Skitters through the back line. Find its way back to the keeper, Alex Hamer, senior from Solihull, England. Jamestown soccer team, like Northwestern, has a cool representation of international talent. Wager just misses a touch on that one. Ball finds Valle. Roll-offs with the touch. Slides underneath Castillo. Valle bumps down Langert. He looks for Pike. Looks to switch fields all the way to Parkinson. Ball bounces around. Eventually controlled by Fairlow. Fairlow hits the ground hard. The referee says play on. And eventually he says bring it back for the free kick. Fair kick coming here for the Jimmies. Hendrik Roman, number 28, well over the goal. No concern for Zeke Foltz. He's content to watch that one sail over his head. Tim Kaltenberger plays it back to Bolger. Wanting to chase that one down the sideline. Northwestern will have a throw. Touchdown run from Northwestern's Isaiah Robinson brings the lead to 56-17 with 5 minutes remaining. As the Raiders take down Mount Marty in their first season of collegiate football. Luke Happer controls on the near side. Surveys, plays it back to Marco Alessio. He looks for roll-offs. Good switch of field there. Roll-offs with a good touch. He plays it in towards Kaltenberger. That one cleared out. Looks like it might stay in. Roll-offs bumps his man off the ball for a throw-in on the far corner. Northwestern sensing blood. Kaltenberger on the end line. Roll-offs. He's going to look to play this one in here. Good fake. Next one blocked by a defender. Next one comes in. Jamestown avoids any trouble. Pike slips on the ball, though. We'll also look to make something out of that. As he gets past Pike. Got him on a string over there. Kaltenberger. Back to Langert. Langert back to DeBoer. Happer staying wide, and the Raiders switch fields. Happer a little in front of Alessio. Can't quite get to that one. Referee not giving anything on the contact. Jamestown will throw. That's Max Gross throwing it in. Caden Williamson. Back to Adachi. Jimmy's will switch fields. Castillo. Back to Castillo. He's over there with Fairlow on the far side. Adachi surveys. Castillo will decide where to take this one. He brings it across the midline himself. Goes to Valle. Long ball looking for Max Gross. Happer will get over there. Got out of bounds off of him. Ball comes in. DeBoer heads it out to the edge of the box. Roman slipping a little bit in the grass. Wager has it and takes off the other way. Wager looks to send Wani. Castillo pokes it forward, away from any immediate pressure. Bolger heads it across the midline. That one goes out. Jamestown a little bit ahead of themselves. Ball comes into Alessio. Alessio finds Kaltenberger. Kaltenberger slips but regains his footing. He finds Marcel Langert on the back line. Marcel brings it forward across the midline. He looks for roll-offs on the far side. It's intersected by Fairlow. He plays it back to Joel Highland, the freshman from England. And he will switch fields with the back line over to Williamson. Back across they go. It's Castillo to Fairlow. Fairlow to Valle. Good slide tackle there by Luke. Ball goes out for a throw. Roll-offs controls on the far side. Play a ball ahead. Northwestern putting some pressure on here. Jamestown will switch fields and try the near side. Williamson brings it across the midline. He's got Pike. Pike back to Williamson. Finds Adachi. I look to play it forward. Pike with a touch. Looking for Max Gross. That's intercepted by Happer. Tim Kaltenberger looking to poke it away. Not quite able to do so. Jamestown keep possession in the northwestern half of the field. Valle with a good move over there, but the ball eventually finds Langert. We'll settle things down. Play the ball towards midfield with McCree. He goes up for it. Kaltenberger comes down with it. He's going to look to send to Wager. Wager with his speed onto the edge of the box. Wager, double team on him. Slipping. Foul given. Northwestern will have a free kick. Into a little bit of wind over there. Marco Alessio will be the one to take it. Scored a masterful goal last weekend from about 30 yards out. This referee steps this one off. Marco Alessio is a business administration major. Did you know that Northwestern seniors competing in the International Business Strategy game consistently finish in the top 5% of over 6,000 teams competing in the world? Raiders stand out. Alessio takes the free kick. That one poked back out. Happer has it. Happer looks to send a ball into the middle. Bolger is up for it. DeBoer heads it over at midfield. Roll-offs with a nice touch to Bolger. Bolger over here to Marco. And Marco Alessio will look to keep the pressure on. He looks to swing wide. Bolger has it. He plays back to roll-offs. Over to Wingfield. Wingfield plays a ball in towards the center. Some Raiders there. Wager up. Wager comes down on the back of a Jimmy. Nothing given. They come away with the ball. Raider fans, you can help support Red Raider Athletics by joining the Raider Athletics Association. It's the team behind the team, and they support our over 530 student athletes. You can join today at nwciowa.edu/join RAA. Throw in there. Frankie Parkinson finds the ball at his feet. Adache switches over to Williamson, and he plays it back to Parkinson. Parkinson looking in for Pike. Ball is in the air, and Bolger will go up with that. Alessio and Roman up for the header. Roman wins it. Bolger clears it out. That'll find Max Gross here on the near side. He plays the ball into the middle, and DeBoer will, tough touch on that one. Parkinson pushing through. Ball eventually cleared out by DeBoer. Wager tries to keep that one in and is unable to. Ball chased down by Roman. Roman and Bolger. Roll-offs. Looking for Tim. Nothing doing. Bolger and Pike. Bolger pokes it away from Pike. Northwestern's got something going here. He sends McCree forward. Keeper's going to come after this one. He will clear that one away. Alex Hamer will bounce out of play, though. Northwestern will have a throw-in. Wingfield back to roll-offs. Over to Marcel. Marcel to DeBoer. And DeBoer over to Happers. The Raiders switch fields again here on the near side. That one taken away by Gross. Roman hanging all over. Called for the foul. Hanging on Marco Alessio. Happer here on the near side in front of his bench. He plays one up high. Keeper will grab that one. Not quite where he was looking for that one to go. And Jamestown will come the other way. In the 20th minute here of the first half. That one scoots off, roll off shin. Zeke Foltz will gather. Send Wingfield ahead with it over there on the far side. Alessio. Wager ready for a run if he's sent. That one comes off of Roman's leg. Alessio and Pike fighting for it. Bolter has it at midfield. He wants Wingfield on the far left side. He's going to send it. He's going to bounce high. Wingfield will work to possess that. He'll come down with it. Turn to the outside. Wingfield beats his man to the end line. Plays one into the center towards Wani. That one's kicked back out. Wingfield will chase this one down, and he'll have a throw. Final of the football game in Yankton as Northwestern College beats Mount Marty 56-17 on a myriad of long touchdowns from Blake Fryer, a couple of short runs from Isaiah Robinson and Connor McQuillan, and a long run from Connor McQuillan, and a pick six from Justin Reinking. It's Northwestern scoring in all sorts of ways. Happer with the long throw into the box, headed out by Roman. Happer's going to leave that one for Alessio. Back to Happer. Playing on the opposite side of the field so he could have that throw in. That one will go out. We'll see who Northwestern has take this throw. Happer will remain on the opposite side for now. Wager has it. Now Wani. Wani looking for Bolger. Bolger drops back to Alessio. He'll swing it over to Luke Roloffs. Roloffs and Happer have switched. Max Gross hits that one back out to Alessio. Tough touch on that one. Jamestown. No trouble there, keeping that one away. Roloffs right here at the midline. He's got Bolger. Bolger drops back to DeBoer. DeBoer drops all the way back to Foltz. On the far side, Happer over there. He and Roloffs have switched for the now. Long throw in. Defender over there heads that one out. Another long throw into the edge of the box. Bolger up, heads it back towards the center. Eric Farlow has that. He'll come away looking for Pike. Pike vastly outnumbered, but he'll push Farlow forward. Farlow's going to get there. Oh, Luke with a good stop. Looks to save it. That'll go out. Jamestown have a substitution coming in here. Alex Acco Hernandez, freshman from Denver, Colorado, coming in for Caden Williamson. Take a moment to thank our sponsors, the Van Engelhoven Insurance Agency, Kopeski Ace Hardware, Diamond Vogel Paint, Iowa State Bank, Pepsi of Siouxland, Northwestern Bank, Orange City Health System, Premier Communications, Demco Manufacturing, Orange City Health System, the City of Orange City, and Pizza Ranch. Thank you all for being on the team. Happer brings it across the midline. Alessio looking for Wingfield. Northwestern asking for a handball, and they'll get it there. Valle. And it'll be Luke Roloffs taking this one. Halfway through the first half. Roloffs will send this one in here. A good ball. Bolger went down on that one. Wager has it. Back towards Wingfield. DeBoer up there. He heads it in. Kaltenberger heads it into Bolger. Lots of headers here. Bolger looking for a teammate. He finds Wingfield. Roloffs will take it. Shot from Roloffs. Whew. Roloff with a low laser. Just deflected. Goes off the side of the goal, but corner kick coming. The referee says deflection. And the Raiders will have a corner kick here with just over 20 minutes left in the first half. 0-0 is still the score. Neither team has recorded a shot on goal yet, but we'll see what the Raiders can do here. As Luke Roloffs will send this one in. Ball played in. Still up in the air. DeBoer with the header. Happer's shot in, deflected. DeBoer heads it back. Got a free kick coming. The Raiders keeping the pressure on. It'll be Marco Alessio and Tim Kaltenberger standing by this one. This Jamestown's going to make him step off the 10 yards for this free kick. Two players here for this free kick. Marco Alessio and Tim Kaltenberger. We'll see what happens. Kaltenberger steps over Alessio, takes the shot, blocked by the wall. He takes another shot, blocked by a man behind the wall. Ball comes out wide. Acco Hernandez chases it down, but can't keep that one in bounds. Long throw in from Happer looking for Wager. Northwestern still putting the pressure on here. That one comes out of bounds, though. Jamestown looks to have stopped that one defensively, as Acco Hernandez will throw that one back for Fairlow. Jimmies will switch fields and advance. Valle with the ball at midfield looking for Pike. Bolger trips up his man. Nothing intentional. Part of the game. Foul given. Nothing more serious than that. Looks like Diego Valle, who went down on that one, he'll walk that one off. Frankie Parkinson trying to get every yard he can out of that one. The referee keenly aware. Parkinson plays it in. Happer with the touch, and that one goes out for a Jamestown throw on the near side. Acco Hernandez. Over to Roman. Roman to Parkinson. That one goes out of bounds, and it'll be a Northwestern throw coming the other way. Northwestern with a handful of substitutions getting ready, warming up over here on the sideline. Tim Kaltenberger goes down hard. Ball played in. Fultz is going to come up on that one. He'll knock that away and dive on it while still in the box. Zeke with an incredible goalkeeping display there. Knocks the ball away and then keeps it within his box so he can still hop on it. Let the Raiders reset a little bit here. Luke Happer pushed off the ball by Pike. Happer pushes right back. Assistant referee not making a call there, but the center eventually saying Jamestown's throw. Alessio. Foul given. Parkinson's going to take this one. Coming in at the next chance for the Raiders going to be Nicholas Fitter, Bailey Buckham, Stan Vandenbeld, and Riley Arbo. Ball is up in the air. It's a good ball. Foltz is playing that. No problem there for Foltz. As he records his first save of the night. Bolger has it at midfield, and he finds Alessio. Alessio to Happer across midfield. Little miscommunication there between Happer and Wager. Valle making a move. Roloff's got a hand in the jersey. Roloff's got a hand in the jersey. The referee whistled him for a yellow card there. Nothing awful, but it looked a little worse than it was just with that hand pulling on his shirt. Alessio picks up the first card of the evening. A lot of cards been thrown around in the last couple games that Northwestern's been a part of. I believe a dozen in each of their past 2 matches has been the total. Daigo Adachi plays it in. Pike's got it. Pike on the far side to Gross. Gross plays it in. Bolger heads it up, and that'll go out for another corner kick. Jamestown now looking to apply the pressure to Northwestern. Parkinson over to take that corner. Northwestern sub still awaiting an opportunity here. Parkinson plays the ball in to the top of the box. He's looking for Fairlow, but that's taken away by Happer. He's got Wani McCree off to the races. He's got 3 men on him. Beats one. Fairlow catches up, plays the ball out of bounds. Northwestern will have some substitutions coming in here. Bailey Backham coming in for Ryan Wager. Nick Fitter coming in for Wani McCree. Stan Vandenbeld coming in for Josh Wingfield. And Riley Arbo coming in for Tim Kaltenberger. As the Raiders make a sizable shift there. Luke Happer unable to keep that one in. The ball will go out of play. 13:35 remaining in the first half. Substitution here for Jamestown. Gio Casaro comes in for Max Gross. So they play the ball back in. Marco Alessio makes a good move. A little high on the pass to Bolger. That one played out off of Bolger. And Ako Hernandez will have a throw in. Alessio wants a long ball, looking for Stan Vandenbeld and Nick Fitter, both of them there. 3 fresh legs, 3 sets of fresh legs on the attack for Northwestern. So have a free kick here. Did you know that Northwestern is ranked 6th among 76 Midwestern regional colleges by the U.S. News? It's just another one of the way that Raiders stand out. Also called by Christianity Today a best college for spiritual enrichment, located here in Orange City, Iowa. Hidden gem of Sioux County as Roloff plays this one in. Bolger up in the air. Bolger with the header. Goal! James Bolger! Free kick ball played in there by Luke Roloffs, and James Bolger puts it away with the header on the left side. Northwestern takes a 1-0 lead with 12:17 remaining in the first half. GPAC dominance continues here in the first half of play for the Raiders. Again, that was Luke Roloffs on the free kick, finding James Bolger. Puts it away with a header. Northwestern with the 1-0 lead. Jamestown looking to get something back quickly. They have the ball on the end line. Pike up top. That'll go out over the goal there. Substitution coming in for Jamestown. It'll be number 15, Remy Weibel, freshman from Switzerland. He'll come in for Joel Highland, freshman from Manchester, England. Luke Happer here on the near side. Ball to play. Happer surveying. Long throw ahead, looking for Nick Fitter. Finds him. Bolger looking for the back heel to Bailey Backham. Nothing. Jamestown asking for a handball, and the referee says no. Marco Alessio switches field to Roloffs. Nice touch control there. Good footwork. Shoved off the ball by Valle. He's got Pike. Pike back to Valle. He's got some speed. He's got a lot of speed. He eventually goes down hard, riding Adam DeBoer. That goes out, and referee says corner. It'll be number 19, Frankie Parkinson, taking this corner again for Jamestown. So we approach 10.5 minutes left in the first half. Ball played in, backside of the net. Fultz goes up, grabs that one. Good save. He plays it across. Fitter. Arbo to Alessio. They switch fields to Luke Happer, and he'll take it across the midline. Looking for Bailey. Bailey Backham also has a lot of speed over there on the right side. Will be JC McFadden coming in for Luke Roloffs. JC, another business administration major, along with James Bolger, as the standout Raiders are in full force on the soccer team tonight. Arbo heads that one back in. That one's high. Happer's going to wait for this at midfield and head it back across. Backham comes down with it. Marcel Langert will control. Leave it for DeBoer in the back. They'll look for Happer right here at midfield. Good ball to Arbo. Arbo lets it through, and he'll have a good look here. Plays J.C. McFadden. A little bit ahead of his offense there. Jamestown switching field, sorry. Alex Acco Hernandez looking for Valle. Fultz is going to come up and challenge him on this one. Get there with his feet. Pike at the midfield. He's slipping. Bolger maintains possession. Bolger 1-on-3. Keeps it. Goes to Fitter. Looking for Bailey Backham. He goes up for a header and kind of has his legs taken out from under him. Northwestern got him another free kick. We like this spot today. Down on the Northwestern half of the field. Hendrik Roman went down a little hard. He's up and walking slowly. Marcel Langert checking on him to make sure he's all right. Alessio will have another free kick here from a very similar spot. 7.5 minutes left in the first half. Boulder, Fitter, Stan Vandenbeld, Adam DeBoer, all up there and ready for this. Alessio plays it in. Looks like a little bit more of a shot on his part. Saved by Hamer. And Jamestown will come up the far side. Pike has it. Pike looking for Gio Casaro. Great slide tackle and saved over there by Marcel Langert, keeping the ball in. Arbo looking ahead for J.C. McFadden and Nick Fitter. Bolger now looking for J.C. McFadden. Adachi plays that one out for the time being. Pike comes across to Parkinson. Parkinson back to Roman. Roman to Fairlow, and Fairlow will come up the left side. He swings it back across to Alex Castillo. Adachi passes across to Gio Casaro. Loses control a little bit there, but maintains it on the far side. Vandenbeld slips. J.C. McFadden ends up with the ball. Ball back to Vandenbeld. Got Bailey Bockham running hard down here. Vandenbeld looking for a foul, but won't get one. Alessio brings it across the midline now. He goes down hard. That's a foul on Diego Valle. 5.5 left in this first half. Raiders go quick off the free kick. Over here to Happer. He goes back across. Langert will reach that one first for the Raiders. So they look to set up a organized attack here. Vandenbeld on the far side. He'll play it in looking for Bolger. Bolger leaves it down for Fitter. Going to be an offsides called on Bolger there. He can't believe it. Looks like a really nice play from Northwestern there. Boulder called for the offsides. Akko Hernandez comes away with that long ball. He drops back for Parkinson. Parkinson will drop back again for Fairlow. Boulder pressuring. Pike across. Arbo will get that one. He'll play it forward for Alessio, and he will send Bockham. Long ball from Castillo, looking again for Akko Hernandez. Marco Alessio plays it forward. One off a Jamestown player there, and Northwestern will have a throw. Happer with another long one, looking for Fitter. Fitter maybe. Ball comes back out. Akko Hernandez. Marco Alessio with a good touch, falling away. Bolger has it in the center. Bolger crosses to Vandenbeld. Stan Vandenbeld brings it back center. Looking for Bailey Bockham in there. He's on sides. He's got the ball in the end line. He plays it back towards the middle. No one there. Looking to keep it in play, but couldn't find a teammate. Adam DeBoer will chase this one back. Left foot, bring it back a ways. Vandenbeld takes a slip. Grass slick out there still. So we approach 3 minutes left in the first half. Happer sends it across the midline. Adachi heads it back forward. And Gio Casaro brings it across the midline for Jamestown. Happer with a good slide tackle there. Boulder turns, looks, holds. Buys himself some time there. Looking again for Bailey. Bailey forcing the keeper to make a play, and he kicks the ball out of bounds. Northwestern's got to throw in the attacking third. 2.5 to play in the first half here. The Northwestern College Soccer Complex. Northwestern, only team undefeated in GPAC play. Remaining in a good spot right now this season. Ball headed around in the box. So Northwestern would take a big step forward towards securing the regular season GPAC title. They could beat Jamestown here today. Off to a good start so far. Zeke Foltz with some good saves in goal. And James Bolger with a header. Put the Raiders up 1-0. Bolger back to Foltz. Foltz over to Marcel Langert. Langert again on that far side. Finds Marco Alessio in the midfield, and he sends J.C. McFadden forward with some space on the left side. Valle closes quickly. Alessio pulls back. Raiders thinking about switching fields here. And they will do that. Alessio over to Arbo. Arbo looking again for Bailey. Northwestern, lots of runs. Close on all of them. Haven't quite converted, but they're getting closer. 60 seconds left. Happer is about to have a long throw in here. Happer has some incredible throws from the sideline. You can put it awfully near the middle of the box, which he does yet again. Pike lets that one come down to his feet. Alessio and Happer, good teamwork there. Happer looking for Bolger, but just intercepted there by Hendrik Roman. 30 seconds remaining in the half. Marco Alessio. I'll play it back to DeBoer. DeBoer over to Langert. The Raiders look to see if they can do something in 20 seconds here. Long ball. Good touch there by Fitter. Fitter looking for Stan. Foul given. A little bit of frustration coming from the Northwestern sideline there as they looked to play a game of clock management, and they played it well, kicking it off the Jamestown player who was well inside of 10 yards in order to get a stoppage of the clock, and the referee not granting that. So we'll head to the half with a score of 1-0. Northwestern leading GPAC foes Jamestown off of a free kick goal coming from Luke Roloffs to James Bolger. He puts away another header over there. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the halftime recap. Take a look at what's happening in Northwestern sports throughout the week and this upcoming week, and get ready for the second half of action here at the Northwestern College Soccer Complex. Welcome back to the Northwestern College Soccer Complex for the halftime recap. Northwestern leading Jamestown by the score of 1-0 off of a goal by James Bolger. Northwestern sitting at 4-0 in conference play, 8-1-1 overall. Jamestown at 2-1-1 in conference play for a record of 3-3-2 overall. Relatively quiet stat sheet on this first half. Jamestown totaling 4 shots. Northwestern totaling 6. 1 card given to... I don't remember who that was to be honest with you. No, it was for a hold. It's not showing up on my stat sheet. I'll work on finding that for you. But Northwestern leads 1-0. James Bolger with his second goal of the season. His first goal of the season came on a header in that same spot of the goal to win the game last week in double overtime. Northwestern, their soccer team, on a roll right now, coming off of a handful of victories after their tie against Waldorf, winning 2-1, 2-1 in overtime, and 1-0 all home matches before heading away to Mount Marty this Wednesday, where they won 3-2 in double overtime with 12 seconds left. Adam DeBoer with the game winner there. Take a look at Northwestern Athletics, what all has been happening. The football team was in Yankton, South Dakota today to play Mount Marty, and that one went well for them as they won handily. Pull up the final score for you here in a moment. By 56-17 was the score, as the Raiders scored on short rushing touchdowns, long rushing touchdowns, long passes through the air, and a pick 6 by Justin Ranking as well. So lots of scoring to be had on the day for Northwestern as they played Mount Marty for the first time, as it's their first season as a collegiate football team. The volleyball team looks to be in action this coming week, October 6th on Wednesday. They will take on Briarcliff University here at home in the Boltman Center. Had the first home match in Boltman Center history this past week. That was well attended as the Raiders took down Dakota Wesleyan. Northwestern ranked 15th in the nation, and Dakota Wesleyan ranked 13th. Northwestern picking up a big win there, handing Dakota Wesleyan their only loss in conference play so far this year, as they moved up in the GPAC standings. Loaded GPAC standings as 2, 4, 6, 8 teams in the GPAC are ranked or receiving votes, including 3 in the top 10. So Northwestern no stranger to good volleyball competition, and they will look to continue their recent hot streak as they swept Dort in Sioux Center, and then came back and took down Dakota Wesleyan this next week. So they'll play Briarcliff this Wednesday, which should be a little bit better a little easier match, followed by Saturday match at number 3, nationally ranked Midland, who is also ranked number 3 in the conference. And then October 15th and 16th is a Friday and Saturday. Northwestern will have 2 home matches against 10th ranked College of St. Mary's and Mount Marty University. Football team, they'll be away for a while. They have a bye next week. And then the week of October 16th, they travel to Jamestown, take on the Jimmies. October 23rd, they'll be in Mitchell to play Dakota Wesleyan. And October 30th is the next time that the Raiders will be back home to play Dort College in a battle of nationally ranked teams again, followed immediately the week after. A month from this Saturday, November 6th, Northwestern is going to play Morningside here at home in what should be one of the best football games of the year around the nation, not just in the GPAC. So if you're in the area the first week of November, come check out that game. That's sure to be a good one. And they'll round out the season with the game in Briarcliff, November 13th. So the men's soccer team, taking a look at their schedule, after today, they travel, they're getting home on Wednesday against Dakota Wesleyan. And then they will travel to Fremont, Nebraska to play Midland and Dort the next week, and Presentation College the next week. So 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks of away games for Northwestern after this coming Wednesday when they play Dakota Wesleyan at home. Second half underway. If you're watching and would like to shout out, let us know where you're watching from, feel free to email me at trey.harms@nwciowa.edu. Love to give you a shout out. Here where you're listening in to Red Raider soccer from. So Northwestern has a corner kick. 45 seconds into the half. Roll-offs will be there to take this one, as a lot of tall men are in the box ready for this. Ball comes in. DeBoer heads it. Still in the ground. Wager turns with it, and eventually picked up there by the keeper, Alex Hamer. He will send this one away. Looking for Fairlow. That one headed back. And Northwestern will control there with roll-offs. Good footwork. He'll send it back to Marcel Langert. He'll swing it around wide to Happer. It's over here on the near side again. He finds Juan McCrae. Juan finds Tim Kaltenberger. Tim looking for Wingfield. That might be just ahead of him. And it does go just ahead of him and off the end line for a goal kick over there. Jamestown has the ball on the far side. That's Caden Williamson. Sends it back to the keeper. He switches fields with Castillo. Castillo over the head of Valle, but found by Roman. Marcel Langert picks his pocket if it was basketball. I don't know what the term for that in soccer is, but comes away with it. Tim Kaltenberger with the nice backheel pass to Wani. He's shoved off the ball by Castillo. And Wager will look to pressure Max Gross over there. Marco Alessio closing in. Jamestown playing out of their defensive half more this half so far. Wager gets that one. Wager to Tim Kaltenberger. Kaltenberger sends Wager ahead. Gets to the end line in time to keep it in. And keeper Hamer is there to pick it up. DeBoer pokes that one away. Tim Kaltenberger drops it back to Luke. Roll-offs. Roll-offs and Happer have switched field again. Marcel Langert. The long one looking for Wager. Finds him. A little bit hard on the touch. That one comes down to the midfield where Joel Highland has it for Jamestown. Alessio goes down hard. Still down. Fultz. Lots of traffic in front of the net. Northwestern remains safe. Bolger records the save. Zeke Fultz. Not afraid to get down and dirty to keep the ball out of the net. Bolger, and I believe that was Langert back there for the defense. Wani goes up for the header. He's going to chase this one out to the sideline. Taken away by Max Gross. Tim Kaltenberger comes away with that, though. He pushes Wager ahead. Wager Looks to play center and holds on to it for now. Still holds on to it. Wager taken down hard by Gross and no foul called. Jamestown pushing ahead for Pike. Pike plays it off himself, and that'll go out of bounds for a Northwestern throw. Langert defending that very well. Wingfield being held there. Held by Joel Highland, the freshman from England. He's whistled for the foul. With the free kick, roll-offs will switch fields and advance Happer. Happer looks to push ahead for Kaltenberger. It's headed away by Castillo. He's out to Valle. Valle makes moves on roll-offs but can't shake him. So he passes ahead to Pike. Pike back to Valle. Looking ahead for Roman, but nothing doing there as Marcel Langert will control that in the corner. Finds Bolger in the middle. That pass intercepted by Highland. Bolger tripped up, wins a free kick back. Free kick coming from roll-offs. He plays it forward to Alessio. Back to roll-offs, back to Alessio. He's through on the inside of Valle. That one comes back. Boulder has it at his feet and just loses it to Pike. Good play there by DeBoer. DeBoer's up and running again. DeBoer with another good defensive play, and Pike's called offsides there on the far side of the field. Adam DeBoer with a good stop and then keeps his man offsides. Zeke Foltz urging the team to remain calm. A lot of time left. A lot of action to be played, but Northwestern in pretty good control of this one so far. Marcel plays a free kick forward to Marco Alessio. He's looking for Luke on this sideline. It's touch to Wingfield a little off, but the second touch as well. Wingfield off to the corner, beats his man, plays it to the center, up high. This chip goes behind the goal in the direction of Wani. Ball comes back to the midfield. Pike plays it back for Parkinson. Parkinson chasing the ball over there, pressured by Alessio. Bolger keeps it in, clears the trouble well away. Hamer will survey and go with, looks like Gio Casaro over there. Caden Williamson, excuse me. Aaron Pike has it, moving forward for Jamestown. Wager clears it away over there, and Max Gross will take the throw in for the Jimmies. Throws in towards the end line. That'll just go out for a goal kick. Langert will dribble that one out of the box to roll-offs. Luke to Alessio. He'll look for Wani. Wani with a pretty good touch. He goes down hard. Cross on the far side there is Happer. Luke Happer to Wager. Wager with a good touch and uses his speed to beat his man. Ball eventually goes out down there for what will be a goal kick. Play getting a little more physical here as we continue in the second half. Something neither team is afraid of. See how the referees decide to handle that. Long ball looking for Pike. Sells out of bounds. Northwestern will have a throw coming. Adachi plays it forward to Roman. Roman has Bulger on him. Adachi moving forward quickly up to center. He finds Pike. Pike stops on the top of the box. Fultz is going to race to that one, and he'll be there with plenty of time. Looks for Wingfield. Wingfield back to roll off, so let his defenseman handle it for a moment before he looks to bring it forward. Bulger has it. We'll go to Marco Alessio. He'll drop back to DeBoer, and DeBoer will bring it up on the far side. Alessio looking for Wager down the right side. Good ball. Wager with a good touch. Has Gross on him. And that one got away from him. And Roman kicks it back to Williamson, and the Jamestown defense clears for the moment. Adam DeBoer clears that one. Substitute coming in for the Jimmies, number 24, Malachi Drago, will be coming in for number 19, Frankie Parkinson. Drago makes his first appearance in the game, the freshman from Temecula, California. Ball played back to Hamer. He'll swing it over to Castillo. Wingfield in pursuit. That one switches fields, and Luke Happer will be there for that. Happer's pass to Wager deflected. Jamestown, a little bit better attacking opportunity here for them. Gross on the corner of the box. He cuts towards the inside. Adam DeBoer absolutely shuts that down and takes off the other way. Nothing doing. Adam DeBoer there on defense. Shuts down Max Gross, all-conference defender. Raiders have a strong back line, calm back line between DeBoer, Langert, Fultz. A lot of smart defensive play. And that has shown up on the Raiders' record this season. Kaltenberger looks to poach that one from behind and can't quite get there. Caden Williamson will send it across into Raider territory, and Langert will take a moment before dropping it to Happer. DeBoer will swing it across to Langert. He'll come over to roll-offs, and they'll switch the fields. Roll-off slips, and Drago plays that one out. That one bounces off of Tim Kaltenberger, out of bounds for Jamestown throw-in, and Pike has it on the far side. He plays Drago forward. Drago called for a foul there. Referee perhaps sensing some dangerous play with the way that he approached Adam's slide tackle. Roloffs looks for Wingfield. Wingfield lets that go to Wani. Wani cuts to the inside. Drops to Bulger. Bulger looks to swing across to Happer. Happer with a controlled touch. He drops to Alessio, wide to Wager. So Raiders have numbers growing in the attacking half of the field. Alessio tripped up. Bulger can't quite get there. Happer and Pike. Pike comes away with that one. Pike looking for Drago, but it's deflected off of Roman. And that'll find Fultz. Riley Arbo and Johannes van Saldern looking to come into the game for Northwestern. Pike chasing that one down with the bore. Foul called. Jamestown have a free kick here. Castillo. Center of the field to Valle. Weger comes away with that one. Bolger. Marco Alessio has it, and he's looking long for Wingfield. Wingfield gets a good bounce. Wingfield to the center. Wingfield. Goal! Josh Wingfield, and the Raiders take a 2-0 lead. Marco Alessio looking long for Josh Wingfield. Had a fortunate bounce, and Wingfield was able to maintain his balance, maintain his composure, and the Raiders have a 2-0 lead as he puts it away in the back of the net. Great play from Josh Wingfield. 15 minutes into the second half, Northwestern takes a 2-0 lead over Jamestown. Into the game for the Raiders, number 21, Riley Arbo, and number 8, Johannes van Saldern, coming in for Ryan Weger and James Bolger. Wingfield on the ball again with a header, and that one comes out for a throw-in. A little bit of urgency coming from Jamestown. Pike takes down Alessio and is called for the foul. No booking. Marcel plays ahead to Luke Happer. Happer looking up. Arbo will control that one and drop to Marcel. Langert will come wide here to roll-offs. He'll look to take his man, and does. Can't beat all of them, though. That one came out, says the assistant referee. Jamestown will have a throw. Take a moment on the heels of that Raider goal to thank the sponsors who make Raider Athletics possible. Kopeski Ace Hardware, Iowa State Bank, Pepsi of Siouxland, Diamond Vogel Paint, the Van Engelhoven Insurance Agency, Orange City Health System, Premier Communications, the City of Orange City Health System, Demco Manufacturing, and Pizza Ranch. All on the team behind the team making Raider Athletics possible. And if you'd like to support Red Raider Athletics, you can do so by joining the Raider Athletics Association, supporting our over 530 student athletes. You can go to nwciowa.edu/joinRAA to join today. Pike turns towards the inside. He's looking for Oman. Langert takes that one away. I'll leave it to Wingfield here on the sideline. A little high for roll-offs, but Marco Alessio is there to save that, and he's fouled by Drago. Marco Alessio's hit the ground hard a few times in the last couple of minutes. He plays the long ball across to Happer. Max Gross is there to head that one back to Adam DeBoer. He'll give it to Arbo. Arbo and Valle contesting for it. Throw and given to Jamestown. Max Gross drops it back to Williamson. DeBoer takes that one away. Marcel Langert with a great play. And another great play by Marcel. And he draws the foul. Stop. Marcel with a couple great plays. Draws a foul, draws a yellow card. Saves the defense with DeBoer pushing forward on that interception. Well done, Marcel Langert. Marcel Langert to take this kick. Dumps it off to Alessio. He finds Arbo. Arbo finds Wani McCree. His pass towards the center is deflected. And that one coming the other way. Roll-offs. Good change of field there to Luke Happer. Drops it nicely in stride for him. He beats Valle. Crosses the midline, and he looks to send Wani. Wani into the box. Wani finds Johannes. Joe tripped up down there, and there's going to be a corner kick. Wani with a good pass into Joe. And is able to win a corner for the Raiders. Johannes lives down the hall and around the corner from me in the dorms, and he's a quality dude. Scored a goal for the Raiders last week as they came back and won in double overtime at Mount Marty. Roll-offs will look to send this one in off the corner. A lot of action in the box. He sends high to Alessio. Alessio. Goal! Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Marco Alessio, an absolute line drive again. Again. That was incredible. Marco Alessio off the corner kick from roll-offs. That was what the play was designed for. That was exactly what they were looking for. And they could not have executed any better. Northwestern takes a 3-0 lead off of an absolutely brilliant goal. Another assist from roll-offs. Wow. Marco Alessio, quite the time over there off those one-touchers. He likes that goal. Kaltenberger, he looks for Johannes. Northwestern on the attack again. Johannes tripped up on the outside of the box. Jamestown will come the other way with it for now. Pike comes forward. Alessio giving chase. Alessio with the slide. Kicks it out. That's David Frickel. New face in for Jamestown. Number 8 over there. That ball is cleared far, far away by Happer. Pike will bring it out. High ball played in, ball played up. Fultz will control that. A couple new faces in there for Jamestown. Number 8, David Frickel. Number 26, Taylor Lubongo. Alessio at the midfield. Drops back to Arbo. Arbo to Wingfield. Wingfield to get there. Lubongo approaching. Lubongo on Wingfield again. Wingfield up the sideline to roll-offs. He lets it go. Maybe a little bit of a slip, but definitely some contact from behind there by Fairlow. Roll-offs will have another free kick inside of dangerous distance. 23 minutes left in the second half here. Roll-offs with a big grin on his face as he sends this one in. A good ball. Headed out by Castillo. And then by Highland. Eventually kicked out by Fairlow. Northwestern will have a throw in here. J.C. McFadden starting to warm up on the sideline. He'll be coming in eventually, it looks like. Lubungo and Frickle on the near side. Wani McCree working to keep possession. Does so nicely. Marco Alessio looks to squeeze it in. Wani comes away with it. He looks for Alessio. Alessio across to Arbo. Arbo might swing this again to Happer. Raiders attack from the far side. Out to Johannes. Joe beats his man, plays it into the center, kicked away by Adachi. That one will go out for our Northwestern throw. J.C. McFadden will come in at the next opportunity for the Raiders. Ball headed around in the box. That'll go out for a goal kick. J.C. McFadden coming in for the Raiders, and along with number 15, Ramey Weibel for the Jimmies, and number 25, Alex Acco Hernandez. McFadden will come in for Luke Roloffs. Acco Hernandez will come in for number 14, Eric Fairlow. And number 3, Max Gross, will be the other one substituted for. Castillo's pass eventually ends up with Alessio. Wingfield controlling. Wingfield kind of being ganged up on there by the Jimmies. Arbo controls that one away from Pike. Finds Tim Kaltenberger. Nice touch there. One comes back. Valle, Johannes. Johannes takes that one away and finds Wani. Well done there by the attackers. Wingfield on the near side. Wingfield plays it in, looking for Wani. Oh, Wani's header off the post. Oh, Wani with a beautiful little flick of a header. Went just off the far post. Great look. Great effort. Wingfield played it in for him. Northwestern absolutely not about to let up on this one as we reach 20 minutes left in the second half. Jamestown calling everyone forward here. They drop back to Adachi. Swings wide to Williamson. He brings it across the midline. Looks like Remy Weibel over there. Some more substitutes coming into the game. Number 7, Stan Vandenbeld will be coming in for Josh Wingfield for the Raiders. For the Jimmies, number 22, Ben Sletto in for Alex Castillo. And number 4, Mason Liano in for Caden Williamson as they make some changes on their defensive line. 3-0 is the score here in Orange City, Iowa, as the Raiders lead Jamestown in a conference matchup. The Raiders look to continue their undefeated start to the season in GPAC play. A win here would put them at 5-0 in the conference. J.C. McFadden here on the near sideline in front of the bench. Drops back to Marcel. Langert finds Arbo. Arbo turns. Finds Wani McCree. He's got Vandenbeld, and Stan's got a lot of room in the middle of the field. Valle approaching. Valle fouls hard from behind. Clock stoppage, and there should be a card following this one. Valle called for that foul, taking him out from behind. Those of you basketball fans, probably the closest you're going to get to a clear path foul. As Marcel Langer will step up and take this one from just inside the midfield line. As a lot of Northwestern College students found out, it's a lot harder to kick the ball all the way to the goal from there than one might think watching these guys play. A little halftime competition sponsored by Pizza Ranch. Lubongo up the near side. He's got Akko Hernandez with him, and he will use him. J.C. McFadden closing in, misses on the slide tackle. Akko Hernandez continues. Cross in, deflected by Langert. Marcel having a heck of a game on the defense. David Frickel takes that one. That one poked away by Tim Kaltenberger. Tim and Wani look to move forward for the Raiders. Wani double teamed and loses possession. Ben Sletto here with that one. Pike plays it into the center towards Lubongo. Marco Alessio has it now. J.C. McFadden on the near side. He finds Wani McCree. Wani looks for Tim. Poked away. Good slide by Tim, but still with Jamestown. Pike loses it. J.C. McFadden will kick it over to Luke Happer over there on the far side. He'll bring center. Highland takes that one. Highland looks to send. Pike is tired. And that'll go out for a goal kick down there. Substitutions coming in for Northwestern. At the next one, I guess. Brennan Haggerty and Nicholas Fitter coming in. Stan with a good ball to Riley Arbo. Hard touch, but Wani controls. Wani looking to send Joe. Johannes working to get back on size for the next attack. Alessio back across the field. J.C. McFadden has it on the near side. He goes to Stan. Stan turns, slips. Lots of turf flying. Pike stops on the sideline in front of the Raider bench and dribbles back across into his half of the field. Akko Hernandez finds Pike. Pike looking to send Ramey Weibel, but that eventually goes out. Northwestern will have a throw-in, but first some substitutions. Nick Fitter coming in for Juan McCree, and Brennan Haggerty coming in for Tim Kaltenberger. For Jamestown, Max Gross returns. He'll come back in for Taylor Lubongo, and number 28, Hendrik Roman, will come back in for Joel Highland. Just over 15 minutes left in the second half of this one. Haggerty in, immediately looking for Stan, just doesn't quite get through. Nicholas also in, also working with Stan up there. Pike to Valle. Valle wants to go back to Pike, can't. Akko Hernandez here in front of the Northwestern bench. Now Pike. Pike towards the center. Pike looks for Max Gross. Jamestown pressuring because they have to. And they do win this one back. Akko Hernandez has it. Haggerty, deflection. That one in a tough spot for the keeper to decide what exactly to do. Comes back. Haggerty. Haggerty. Johannes now. Johannes with a good run. Heimer having to stay alert back there. Ball on the far side. We conclude the first hour of play. Shout out to our athletic trainer, Kayla Tyndall, who has not had to be utilized tonight. It's always a good night for her when it's a slow night. Kayla is a part of our CNOS team athletic training staff. CNOS are athletic and orthopedic experts covering hand and wrist, spine, sports medicine, and joint replacement. CNOS, improving health. Everyone on campus appreciates Kayla and the work that she does, along with the rest of our athletic training staff. Well liked by staff, students, coaches, and players. J.C. McFadden heads that one away. Nicholas has it. Nicholas. That one kicked back towards the keeper of Jamestown. We'll look to reset. Start here with Ben Sletto from Jamestown. Stan Vandenbeld pushing here on the sideline. Oh, that was close. Would have been big trouble for Jamestown if he had stayed in. Not given to him. Luke Birch comes into the game for Adam DeBoer. Another guy who lives down the hall and around the corner and is also a very quality guy. Good friend. Thrown here by Akko Hernandez. McFadden says that's out off Pike. But referees give the ball back to Jamestown. Also back into the game for Jamestown, number 19, Frankie Parkinson. Nicholas working. Number 4, Mason Liano in for Jamestown as well. Zeke Foltz will gather, take his time. "12 minutes left in this one. Sadachi has Nicholas on him. That one comes out. Haggerty. Ball spun away from a little bit off that touch. A little bit too physical over there as Pike wraps up Happer. Foul called. See if they let Northwestern sub here. Nico Helderop will be coming in the next throw-in or goal kick. Luke Birch plays a good long ball ahead. Stan Vandenbeld playing it, looking at it. Nick Fitter eventually called for the foul there. Marco Alessio called for that one. Northwestern not going to concede anything easy, as they shouldn't. Not going to let up here. Vandenbeld. Adachi. Ball comes back to Mason Liano. He switches fields to Ben Sletto. Sletto will bring it up the right side a little bit here for lost his balance and got a little bit of a bump from Stan. J.C. McFadden playing some games with Jamestown.